Shifting focus for now, the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has called for support to the transitional leadership in Syria, warning that the country could be just weeks away from a fresh civil war. He blamed the resurgence of the Islamic State extremist group in areas outside of the transitional government's control, as well as Iran. Listen to this.
The bad news is that the transitional authority figures, they didn't pass their background check with the FBI, okay? They've got a tough history and one that we understand. But on the flip side of it is, if we engage them, it may work out, it may not work out. If we did not engage them, it was guaranteed to not work out. In fact, it is our assessment that, frankly, the transitional authority, given the challenges they're facing, are maybe weeks, not many months, away from potential collapse and a full-scale civil war of epic proportions, basically the country splitting up.
Rubio defended President Donald Trump's decision last week to lift sanctions on Syria and his meeting with Syria's transitional president, Ahmad al-Shara, who was until recently on a U.S. wanted list over jihadist connections. The U.S. Secretary of State spoke after a series of bloody attacks on the Alawite and Druze minorities in Syria. He said Trump plans to waive the Caesar Act, which imposed sanctions for investment on Syria during the Assad regime. But such waivers could be, and would be, in fact, rather, such waivers would be temporary, since Syria remains classified by the U.S. as a state sponsor of terrorism. Rubio said the administration seeks to delist Syria from its terrorism blacklist if they meet the standards. Speaking to the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Rubio also cautioned that a nuclear deal with Iran would not be easy. He said the Trump administration is working to reach an agreement that would allow Iran to have a civil nuclear energy program, but not enrich uranium. He said the administration is offering an off-ramp for Iran to pursue prosperity and peace.
The president has been very clear, and I won't elaborate any further, that they are never going to get a nuclear weapon. It is not going to happen. But I much prefer, and I would venture to guess all of you would much prefer, if we could reach an arrangement where they agree to this off-ramp, to this pathway towards prosperity and peace, as opposed to the road they have been on for the last 20 years. And it will not be easy, but that's the process we're engaged in now.
Meanwhile, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, voiced doubts over whether nuclear talks with Washington will lead to an agreement as Tehran reviews a proposal to hold a fifth round of negotiations.
Indirect negotiations existed back then, in Raisi's time too, but there were no results, and I don't think will bring results now. Who knows? The American side that is participating in these indirect negotiations should try not to talk nonsense. To say we will not allow Iran to enrich uranium is a major overstep. No one is waiting for permission.
Iran and the United States have held 4 rounds of Omani-mediated nuclear talks since April 12, the highest level contact between the two foes since Washington abandoned the 2015 nuclear accord. They had confirmed plans to hold another round of discussions during their last meeting on May 11. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.